Welcome back to Leaving Cert Plus. This is lesson 1.7. It's our second lesson looking at factorising that we learned in Junior Cert. So we looked at the first two types, quadratic trinomials and highest common factor, a couple of lessons ago. Now we're focusing on grouping and difference of 2 squared. So looking at grouping, if I do the first example for you, you can try the next one yourself. Really what this is two highest common factor questions combined as one. So we're going to split this question in half, deal with this half first and this half second. So we're going to get the highest common factor of here. So that's going to be 2, and then you can take out an a as well. So that'll be 3a, and then you'll have plus 2c. And do the same thing over here. So it's highest common factor, maybe you could say minus 5 and a b. So that will be 2c, and then you'll have plus 3a. So now you can see that what we have in the bracket on both sides is actually the same. So this is our common factor here, which is going to be 2c plus 3a. And then the other bracket is going to be composed of the outsides. So that's going to be 2a minus 5b. And that's how you do these questions. So I'd like you to pause the video and try this one. So hopefully you got that done. Split it in half, first of all. Next, take out the highest common factor on the left-hand side. So that's going to be 4, and then you could take out a y as well. So that'll be 3x minus 2. Over here, you could take out a 7. So if you say take out a 7, and then you'll have 3x plus 2. So that's going to have to be a negative 3x to create the minus 21x. So then, if you look at the brackets that we have, they're basically opposite signs. So what we want to do is take out a negative 7 instead of a positive 7. So if we took out a minus 7 there, that would change the signs of what we have on the inside. 3x minus 2 is going to result. And now you can see that the two brackets are the same. So that there is our common factor. So when you do have opposite signs, just change what you have taken out and that will match up the two brackets. So now we got 4y minus 7, the two outsides, and then our common bracket is 3x minus 2. Now, these two questions, the first two, were arranged nicely for us in that we have the highest common factor here and a high common factor here. So these questions, we're going to have to rearrange them ourselves. So for example, with this one here, in our first two terms here, there is no real highest common factor apart from 1. Okay, the 2 and the 3, they don't intersect apart from 1. And then b cubed and a cubed, again, there is no highest common factor there apart from 1. So what you want to do is try to arrange these to match up some factors. So if you go with the two 2's, and the two 3's. So arrange them in that it's 3a cubed plus 3ab squared, and then plus 2b cubed, their first term, and then the last term, 2a squared b. And then you can do the highest common factor here. So you could take out a 3a there, and then you'd have an a squared plus a b squared. And over here, you could take out a 2b, and you'd have b squared, and that would be a squared. So you can see our brackets are going to match up again. So you can just say 3a plus 2b, and then in your other bracket, it's going to be a squared plus b squared. Okay, so the key change there was that we had to rearrange first. So I'd like you to try this question. You're going to have to rearrange that first. Okay, so with this one, hopefully you got to give it a go. Let's try and match up our 12 and our 24 and the 2 and the 1. And these both have an m in it, and these guys both have a b in it. So that should work. So rearranging that, it's going to be mx minus 2my, and then you got plus 24 by minus 12 bx. So splitting it in half, you could take out an m here. That's going to be x minus 2y. And over here you could take out a 12. You could also take out a b. So that's going to be 2y, and you got minus x. So now you can see that these signs are opposites. So our x is positive here, but it's negative. This one's negative, and this one's positive. So if we just change the sign of what we took out, aka take out a minus 12b, that would be minus 2y plus x, which is the same as what we have over here. So m minus 12b is in one bracket, and then our x minus 2y is in the other, and that's your answer. So that's grouping done. Next type then is difference of 2 squares. So this is quite simple in that it's basically just identify your square numbers. So first of all, 36, if you got the square root of 36 alone, that would be 6, and then you've got x squared. So this is actually just 6x all to be squared, minus, and that would be 7y all to be squared. So it's the number and then also the letter beside the number. So now that we got our 2 square numbers, basically what you're going to do is add them in one bracket, so 6x plus 7y, and then take them away in the next bracket, 6x minus 7y. And that's that factorized. Okay, so just identify your square numbers, add them together, and take them away in two brackets being multiplied together. So I'd like you to pause the video and try this one. So hopefully you got that done. That's going to be 4x to be squared, take away 10t to be squared. So that's 4x plus 10t, and then you could say 4x minus 10t. Down here, so if we say that's 2x squared, all to be square, So it's important that that's 2x squared to be squared because it's an x to the power of 4. And then from that, you're taking away minus 3 to be squared. So that's going to be 2x squared plus 3y in one bracket. And then you got 2x squared minus 3y in the next bracket. If you haven't already, pause the video and give this one a go. So that's going to be 5x to be squared. From that, we have to take away 9, and that's t squared, all to be squared, because again, we have a power of 4. So that's going to be 5x plus 9t squared, and then 5x minus 9t squared. So hopefully you got that concept as well. So they're the last two types of factorising we need to bring forward. There are more types of factorising we need to know that are new to Leaving Cert, but that's just a revision for Junior Cert Complete. We've got grouping and different suits of 2 squared done. That's all for lesson 1.7. Thanks for watching Leaving Cert Plus. I'll see you again in lesson 1.8.
If you like this video, you'll love our notes. You can get some for free in the link in the description of this video.